camp and blah 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 blah. And you know what? I'm focusing on the bad weather that's going. So I might take I have to stop and pull over and go to a motel too. Because I got the boys and the dog and I don't want to get killed in a tornado. 14 people just got killed in Alabama.
I'm just shocked that they didn't even bother asking you. Like, you're the only queen left. You're the only talent left struggling up there trying to find hosts and everything. I give them the entire solution, and they don't even ask you what your thoughts are, both Keem and Michael. They just don't even consult you, even though you are the talent of the show. Whoa, that's insane. Yeah, I heard about the first fight. I did not hear about the second one. That's freaking crazy. Uh, Everything is going crazy. And you know what? It turns out I realized my family's not the only one who had issues with me going. Anyone who's reached out to me or they've said on their own shows, their families are giving them a hard time. Uh, Billy, his sister has, please don't repeat this. Billy, his sister has called him crying every night, afraid that he's going to get hurt at fat camp. Roxy said right on Milkers that her sisters are really upset with her, saying she's giving everyone here too much trust and she shouldn't go. You saw Savage melt down, and now do you think her husband's going to want her to go to fat camp without him there to supervise her drinking or protect her? Everything is like falling apart. And maybe it'll get better at fat camp, but I don't think so. There's some real issues with the way we're being treated, and everyone else's families are trying to pull them out of it too. So yeah, I'm pretty shocked. I think this is honestly, I think it's an incredibly stupid move in his part. I barely asked for anything. All I did was ask to be able to live stream on my own channel, which hosts like Xylee and Billy do. So, very surprised he's making this decision. I think it's a massive mistake on his part because now I don't feel bad about starting my own YouTube channel. I basically have permission to because I'm not, he closed the door. So there's no hope of working with him. So I'm going to start my own YouTube channel if I choose to and just do my own thing, and he can't be mad at me for it.
She sent one to me, Keem, but it disappeared before I could forward it. So it's gone. But it was basically, well, I talked to Keem, and he said you and I are you and him, but it's basically just trying to gaslight me into like turning on you. That we're done with it. Yeah, she's like, but at least I tried. So
I want to check on wings, Keem, because Alabama just got hit with three tornadoes back to back. One of our supporters, you can hear the horns going off, and trees and everything else are down, and roads are flooding. So I'm letting all that shit go through. It's going through now. It's going towards Mississippi. 110 people got killed in Mississippi. It's a
No, I wasn't asking for royalties, although we probably should get some, but I didn't even care about that. I mentioned a licensing agreement, and what that would do is give us, or me, but you too, if you chose to have one with him, it would give us legal protection if we want to say no to doing certain things, because we would be able to outline conditions in the agreement, like that certain things require consent from both parties, stuff like that. And just to show you how much they don't have your back, did they even come to you and ask you what you think if you would want me back? Did Keem even ask Michael? No. They just said no. And they're just leaving you out to dry. Hey Tina, how are you doing? I hope everything is going okay. Just so you know, I actually went to Keene today to resolve things, and they basically said they're done trying to resolve things and they're over it. So it's not on me anymore. I fucking tried. It's on them. Just letting you know. I'm not the one who let you down. I feel so bad for you with that travel because you were already afraid of planes and these things happening, right? And so you tried to drive, even though it's a million times more expensive than everything else, although I guess not so much if you're bringing two other people with you, but still. And how you have to deal with the fucking tornadoes and flooding and weather and 14 deaths. Absolutely insane. I know. I made it as easy as possible. I literally said, I'll show up for the second week of fat camp. So I would have been there a whole week. And I can't help that it would take me that long because I thought I wasn't going. I thought this was done. So I would have come next week, and that would have given me enough time. If I was only gone for like 5 days, I could have left my cats behind for 5 days. I could have made that work, you know. But he just said, I don't know how to tell you this, but we're kind of done with you. Like, okay, well, then it is what it is. I'm just glad the fault isn't on me anymore. Nobody can fucking blame me because it's not my fault anymore. I tried, and all I asked was to be able to live stream on my own channel. Not even while I'm on it. Not even while I'm at fat camp. Just in general. That's it. Other people do that already. Xylee does that already. Billy does that already. You have a YouTube channel you upload to. What difference did it make? But that's his choice. So I'm just so glad I don't have to carry the burden of this anymore. Unfortunate though. I think that I can't believe like that's definitely a decision coming from his ego because that is the dumbest decision. The smart decision would have been if he took me back and then was looking for a replacement while I was there and then he replaced me when it would be time. That would have been the smart thing to do. But that's that, I guess. Yeah, that's brutal. I feel like Keem doesn't understand that some people are relying on themselves. I felt the same way if I was going to drive down. It would have only been me, no one to share the driving with. Just be careful. I'm sure you'll be fine. But it's just one of those things where, like, every fucking sign is pointing against this thing, you know? Hopefully he'll smooth things over with everyone at Fat Camp and it'll be kumbaya and everything goes great. I guess that's what he's hoping for. I think people are going to be really, really fucking shocked that I'm not showing up. Everyone thought I was going to show up. Well, he's going to have to do something to win people back because a lot of people's families are against this. You know, I'm not joking or exaggerating, honestly, when I say it's become a cult now. And I know that sounds like alarmist, but it's no more alarmist than when you said Flava is an arsonist. No, it's just the literal truth. It's become a cult, which is why he cannot accept me saying no in any capacity. The direction goes one way from him to me. There is no questioning of things. There's no anything. If I'm not gullible enough to fall for what he says, then I'm out, and that's why I'm out. So, it's, you know, what's crazy is I see the people, like other people's families, trying to pull them out too. Imagine if you knew someone was in a cult. You try to pull, like imagine if Albert got into a cult. You would try to pull him out and save him, right? That's what other people's families are trying to do for them. And everyone's resisting it because they're in the cult mentality now. They drank the Kool-Aid. I was willing to come back and run the gauntlet of punishments. I figured I would come down there for next week and do all the fucking punishments, every single one. If he tells me to walk 2 miles, I do my fucking best to walk as much as I can. I was ready for whatever, right? But he didn't take it.
Yeah, Tina, Mike, this is just really pissing me off. Like, I really don't like her now, all right? She's trying to paint a picture that I'm going to get people hurt at Fat Camp, that, I'm putting everyone's safety at risk, that now that I'm a cult leader, that this is a cult now. Like, dude, she is like, even before when she said she wasn't going to fat camp, she was trying to label it as I'm an evil person, like I'm a horrible person. Like is she stupid? Like obviously I'm not going to like you for that, right? You're trying to come up with excuses, Becky, because you don't want to go to fat camp, and your idea is to label me, Keemstar, the owner and creator of all this, as someone that's doing something wrong or, taking advantage of people or whatever. Like how do you think how are you going to resolve this, Becky, if this is your tactic, is to paint me like I'm doing something wrong when I'm clearly not, right? You know, I've grabbed these people, I've turned them into entertainers. We're doing a live event so everyone can make money, so their channels can grow. That's not a fucking negative thing. And just because I've blocked fucking horrible people out there that are doxing, harassing, and are actually bad people, that doesn't mean I'm in a fucking cult. What the fuck?
I don't care. I'm glad I'm in a cult because this is the most money I ever made on YouTube in my entire YouTube career. So I love this cult. I'll drink the fucking juice, motherfucker. I'm not complaining. I got one leg. Giddy up and go. She said she'll even go down there and do all the punishments. and do this and do that. And please don't send these to nobody. Don't let nobody hear it. You think I'm going to be working for you, talking behind your back? Fuck no. Ben.
The part I can't believe is that he didn't even go to Michael and ask about it, and he didn't even go to you. Now, I know he said that Michael said he's done with me too, but here's the thing. Michael has to say that because he has to be a yes man to Keem. We know he's a yes man to Keem because he leaks anything I've ever said to Keem. So he had to say that. I'm sure if I was willing to come back, Michael would say yes if he really had the choice. At least that's my opinion, because why wouldn't he? He hates running OBS. He hates being on camera. And even if I was back for a few fucking days so they didn't have to deal with anything, like that would have made a difference. They could have taken all the content from Fat Camp and fired me right after. I gave them full control when I said I was willing to come back. They fucking had it. And I can't fucking believe they said no. And I can't believe they didn't ask you. And again, I can't believe Keem didn't ask Michael. I can't believe how much they haven't learned anything from all of this. They don't care. They don't care. They're just going to work people out until I think it's going to, if I had to guess, this is going to end up being a universe, if it stays standing after Fat Camp, that is going to be churn and burn. They go through people quickly and cycle them out, and those people quit and leave, and then they bring in more, and it's going to be a never-ending cycle, and it's not going to be stable at all because that's how cults are, especially in the workplace. And if you're wondering how I know all this, I worked for Apple, one of the biggest fucking most respected companies in the world. That's also like the biggest cult in terms of how they motivated their employees, especially when I was there, because I was there when Steve Jobs was alive. So I know how this shit works. That's part of why I recognize what's going on.
Tina, as far as that goes, I was out on Becky before Keem was. When me and you had that show at 12:30 when me and you had that, sorry, we're walking to Boogie's room. When me and you had that show at 12:30 without Becky, I was done. And when Keemstar said she was back in the next day, I was like, ugh. So as far as Backbone goes, I was done before him.
My only thought would be if you wanted me back, maybe you could talk to Michael about it, and he might listen to you, but I feel like Michael doesn't listen to you anyway. But he might listen to you because he knows it would make his life easier too. For me personally, I don't care. This is a decent resolution. It's better than it was before because now the ball is in Keem's court. I tried to offer something. I offered an olive branch. He didn't accept it. It was not a tough olive branch. Like, it was really a fucking good deal for him. And he didn't take it. So now I'm free to do whatever I want. But if you want to try to have me back, I think the only way is talking to Michael and changing his mind. But certainly don't feel obligated to do that, or don't even think I'm asking you to do that. I would never put you in that position. But that's the only way I would see that it could change.
Well, Mike, I knew that about you to begin with. I just didn't say shit. Keem said keep sending them, so I did. I told her to stop fucking giving me voicemails. Now it's almost like she's begging. She said she'll do all the punishments. If she's made to walk 2 miles, she'll walk 3 miles. If she's willing to do this, she's willing to do that, she's willing to do this. Man, fuck that. She's a day late and $1 short, bro. We made good fucking money Friday night way without her. And I don't need her, bro. I really don't. And I'm really not going to play this game that we're cults now. I'm not running that shit. She's almost like Jennifer losing her fucking mind.